Hello everyone, my name is Albert Fisk. I'm an artist from Stockholm, Sweden, and I recently finished another one of these sketchbooks. In my previous sketchbook video I went through this one, which if you haven't seen it, I'll just show you real quick. It's something I did for something I called Sketch Week, where I came up with different topics for each week and then different subjects for each day. So this week, for example, was mushrooms. And then every day had a different type of mushroom you should draw. I did this with my Discord server, and it was a lot of fun. I actually ended up doing some of these in 2020, but I started this project in 2017, so I had a little bit of a break in between here. And that brings me back to this one, because at the same time I worked in this sketchbook, I did this one, and then I did a little bit in this bigger one as well. So I had like 4 or 5 sketchbooks that I worked on in the same time, different types of sketchbooks. But as soon as I found this one, I think this was the first one, and then I got this one. But it's a brand called Handpainted. I don't think I pronounced that correctly, but it's a German brand. They make these really nice art books. The problem is with this one that they stopped making, or they're gonna stop making it. So I had to buy a bunch of them. So I have like 6 or 7 lined up, just waiting to be used. But if I keep the same track or the same pace as I did in this sketchbook, it's gonna last me a long time, because I started this in 2017 and just finished it now in 2021, so it took a long time. But like I said before, I was working on different sketchbooks, like in different sketchbooks at the same time, so maybe the new one now after this one is gonna go a little bit faster. Anyway, let's start checking out the sketchbook. Maybe I should talk a little bit more first about the actual sketchbook. It's an A6 size, it's 130 grams paper, so they're a little bit thicker. And I like these because they're also off-white, they're not completely white, the papers. And they're good for basically any kind of medium you can think about. And you'll see that when we flip through here. So let's start. So in the front I have a sticker of mine that I made for when me and my girlfriend went to TwitchCon back in 2017, I think it was. So this was made in ballpoint pen and then made using a sticker app of some sort. Alright, so the first spread here is, I hope the camera picks it up well. Yeah, this is all ballpoint pen, and I just wanted to have a really nice first spread. I've worked on this like on and off, not in one sitting, of course. Just a normal big pen like one of these. And the majority of the start, or not the majority, but the start of this was all done in ballpoint pen. And you can see I started in October. That's when I picked this particular sketchbook up and got to it, but it didn't last for very long this time. I've done one complete Inktober, I think, but that was on separate loose papers. And I think I maybe did a little bit more. And here I did a gouache test. Gouache is tricky, but it's fun. Yeah, here's some more Inktober stuff. Still ballpoint pen. I don't remember the prompts, but here, yeah, I don't remember the prompts at all. Maybe it was moon or something. Here apparently I combined day 7 and 8, but I should have written down the prompts. But anyway. This one I actually kind of like, but it was just to cover up some stuff in the back. I don't know if you can see it. I did some scribbling and sketching with ballpoint pen, and then I didn't like it, so I just covered over with a gouache bird thingy. This was supposed to be wings, but it looks like a cape. Maybe it's wing cape. More Inktober, like a zombie dude. Oh, and this one, yeah, I stopped Inktober there on day 9. And then this one I really like. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's some sort of a deep space creature. I think I made up a story about it, but I don't remember what it was, except for it was something that eats black holes here. So it's fairly large. But this was a really fun piece to work on. I would like to do something like this in acrylic at some point. We'll see how that goes. A weird skull. Another weird skull that looks like an apple thingy on the top. And something you'll see is like this is dated 2017. There's gonna be like different years, like mixed in the whole sketchbook, because I tend to jump in between pages. Like for example, if I have a page like this that has just very simple like silhouette sketches, and I want to do a little acrylic painting study, I could put gesso over this and just paint and cover this up if I don't like that page or think it's unnecessary to save just that little thing. And here is an acrylic painting I did. Started off with just random shapes. Actually, I started like this and then put in some yellow ochre and red ochre? I don't remember. But yeah, this one I like a lot. Here's some more acrylic painting. This one started off as there was a ballpoint pen sketch, and then I put a thin layer of gesso on top of it. Did a new sketch. You can see here I left a little bit of the graphite on the bottom, and then painted that with acrylics. I just started using acrylics here, so just trying to learn it more. This was a lot of fun to make. This made me really like doing like armor, or specifically helmets. But I can't take too much credit for this because it was a tutorial that I found on YouTube for how to paint like old metal or copper. And it was by Clint Caerly? I don't know how you pronounce that. Cearly. But he did it for like the Photoshop tutorial. And I thought I might as well try and do it in acrylics. And it worked out really well. So I learned a lot from that, and also realized that if you find a tutorial for digital painting, you can also just use it for like traditional mediums, which is pretty cool. Here's another ballpoint pen skull sketch with a poop or something. It looks like a pile of poop, and then there's a skull there, a weird skull. Not sure what that was all about, but kind of like it. Here's another acrylic little painting I did. Really happy with this area here, the stomach area. Some more acrylic practicing, and this was at work. One of my coworkers brought a dog, and this was on my lunch break, trying to sketch the dog when it was moving his head. So ended up doing a two-headed dog, sort of. And here is another acrylic. Let's see if I can fit this in there. Maybe I can just fit it like that. Yeah, this was actually a study, or what do you call it? Like a pre-painting for a bigger acrylic painting I wanted to do. So I'll see if I can, and if I can put in a photo of the bigger or the bigger painting in the video. But I actually like this one better than the big painting, which is kind of funny. Here's just some pencil testing. I got some Tombow monos, and I wanted to see what the difference was between the Derwents that I was using. And they're a little bit softer and like more buttery. The problem is I still haven't used these for anything. I really need to try them out properly. And here is a really nice graphite drawing. Look at his tiny hands trying to grab the ball. Yeah, I really like this one. A weird ballpoint pen fish I did on a train to Gothenburg, I think. It's another city here in Sweden. Kind of like the wrinkles here, but yeah, not much to say about that. And here is some other deep space being. Looks kind of weird, but I like the bendy shape. It's like a snake. Some skulls in ballpoint pen. This was a lot of fun to make. It was just messing around on my lunch break at work. I like the double bottom jaws on these. It looks kind of freaky. Here's an example of me jumping, because this was in 2018, I think. And then this was in 2020 or something. I just went back and looked at this one. It's like, oh wait, can I explore that a little bit more? How does it work? What is it? And I figured maybe it's a flower of some sort that shoots out spores, and it was just trying to push the concept a little bit more. Here's some ideas for acrylic paintings. Kind of like this one. This one I didn't do much with, but some head studies. Oh, I hope the camera picks this up, because I have a weird setup here now, so I'm not sure if it's gonna show up all these like bright pages. Here I was trying to draw Ian McKellen, I think it is. No, is it? I don't remember. Gandalf, at least. But I messed it up a lot, so I put in some notes about that, and then turned the other half to a skull. And then I drew a little bird snake, and I really like the concept of this one. Like a furry snake with a bird beak, big glass eye. Here's a bad hair day, a crazy hair day. Quite happy with the face. Use the reference for this, of course. I can't draw faces that well otherwise. Not that this is particularly well drawn, but for me, it's pretty good. But I do like these kind of faces a lot more, where they're like distorted and deformed. And I'm pretty happy with how the ear turned out, like how it's bending outside the actual ear, and it's splitting up into this big bulge. This could be cool to paint as well. Some random alien shape. Most of these I just start with a graphite dust that you can see down here, and then I use a kneaded eraser to pick out some shapes, and then go back in with pencil, and then eventually find something in there. It's sort of my way of doing automatic drawing, or just shape finding. Shape. Oh, that's a difficult word. Shape searching. If I don't know what to draw, I'll just do that, and until I find something in there. Like this one started like that as well, and then it turned into a drawing that I like a lot. It's a very Beksinski-esque kind of drawing. And I had an idea about this, that you can see the small holes here, there's actually windows, and there's some sort of building. Something is living inside this big head building. There's some random stuff. I think I tried to explain something here on stream about shading. This one was me when I had a really bad cold for a few days, and that's how my face felt, like all stuffed and melty almost. Here's another one of those drawings where I don't know what to draw, so I'll just do something and try and find shapes and build upon that, and it turned out pretty cool. I like some of the teeth areas, or like this part here. Here's another acrylic experiment I did. I started with just black and white painting, and then when I was done with most of the shapes, I did yellow and blue glazes, I think, to get the green, and then painted with green and yellow on top of that. So just trying some different techniques to get some green results, or the different ways of painting. Kind of cool. This one was also quite random. I actually found a shape on the floor. It was like a wet spot on the floor at work that looked not like this, but it reminded me of a skull, so I took a picture of that and then got an idea from that. And I was trying some washes here in the background, as you can see, with some sort of like mint, almost mint green and brown. And I think this was the first time I gessoed the paper with a roller, so it has a little bit of, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a grainy texture, and I really like that because it picks up the paint in a real nice way. And then I also used Prismacolor pencils here, and with that little grainy texture, that you can get a really nice effect from that. So I started using that way more often after this. Oh, by the way, you can see in the back here, I actually started something with markers and then didn't like that, so that's what I painted over. So this is an overpaint from another little sketch I didn't like. This one was, I started as a pencil drawing when I was in Prague to see a tool show. So one of the evenings, I think, when my friends were out and I just stayed in, I did some drawing. Then when I got back home, I kept working on it, and I think I did with markers, colored pencils, acrylics. So it's a mixed media piece, and I like it a lot. Didn't use any gesso on this page though, but it's cool. And here you can see also that the markers kind of shine through. Here I was trying to learn how to draw eyes like this. Just did some experimenting. Here's just a random doodle page with a gray fine liner, I think, and then I did some acrylic. Yeah, just doodling. Here's another one of those helmets that I did before, but this time this was just me doing a helmet. So I didn't use any reference or a tutorial, except for like the knowledge I had from the previous helmets. It didn't turn out quite as good, but I still like it. It's pretty nice. And again, I used the roller to get this little grainy texture here. And I think actually I used transparent gesso because I did this in markers first as a base, and then put transparent gesso on top of that and then painted it. Yeah, you can see the markers here. This one was from a sketchbook event back in 2019, It was a lot of fun. A bunch of artists or like people in general that just like to sketch got invited to this big office. It's like a creative office. I'm not sure exactly what they do there, but there's two guys that have a podcast. They're called Sketchbook Heroes, and they sometimes have these get-togethers where just bring some beer and your sketchbook and then hang out. It was a lot of fun. So here we can see it's like 2019, and then it's 2020, and here's 2021. So I'm sometimes leaving pages blank and just go back to them. So here's a fairly recent melty guy in ballpoint pen. Quite like the bunch of toes here, and the feet are kind of nice. It's weird. Here's I think I used some reference for this for sure, but then turn it into a creepy dude or creepier dude. Same with this one. Reference. I like drawing old people because they have a bunch of wrinkles and stuff like that. It's fun. Just some random ballpoint pen doodles. Homer Simpson. And here is my little sneak rat or sneaker rat. I don't remember what I called it, but this is another one of those where I just started with graphite powder and then eventually found something in there and went in with pencil and just picked out this little guy. And in my head, he's fairly large. Like, imagine a tree being this big, maybe. And he thinks he's a good sneaker, like he can sneak around a lot. Not a sneaker that you wear on your foot, but a person that sneaks around, or in this case, a creature. But he's so large that it doesn't matter if he sneaks around, you can still see him. It's just a weird creature that I want to do something more with it eventually. I had a lot of fun trying to do all the little muscles and things on it. It's quite cute. More acrylic practice. I had an idea here, but I don't remember what it was. Probably just testing some light effects and whatnot. This is something I was thinking about, like when I finished the sketchbook, like should I go back and just finish these? And I was like, nah, doesn't matter, I can make new ones. I'm not in the same like mode as I was when I made these, so it doesn't really matter. Here we're getting into something really weird again with the graphite powder, just trying to find something in there, and I found a very strange fly thing with boobs. It's weird. And this is fairly recent. Yeah, it's this year. I got into making or working with just black ink and then white acrylic and pencils. I think I used a French gray colored pencil as well. Try and just see if I can do like latex or plastic. It was a lot of fun. I really like doing this. It's fairly quick as well to get this effect. And you'll see a little bit more of these. Yeah, and here is like silhouettes, Star Wars inspired. Not all of them are good, of course, but I like this one a lot. Again, just black ink and then going on top of that with colored pencil. Some mushrooms in watercolor and acrylics. No, watercolor and gouache. Mushroom guy. This is, I'm not sure why I decided to paint a plank that says exit. I think I probably saw Evan on YouTube painting a plank, and then I was like, oh wait, I should try and... Yeah, I don't remember what that was. Something like that. Also, I wanted to try and do something more stylized, like, yeah, World of Warcraft-y. It was fun. I made the background too dark though. Here are some tree sketches with a gray fine liner. I really like working with the gray fine liners for some reason. And I have these from Copic. Cool gray. It almost feels like working with a thin mechanical pencil, but it's permanent. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I really like these kind of trees. They're very Beksinski-esque. And I love Beksinski's art, so yeah, I like that a lot. Trees are fun. Here is, yeah, if you can read that, it says Handpainted Icons by Randall Mackey. This was a course I took, an online course for school. I'm in game art at the moment. I'm studying game art, trying to get into game industry. So my summer project was to make World of Warcraft icons, and I tried to find some courses online to like push me in the right direction, and I found 2 courses that I took and did a bunch of notes, and as you can see, like trying to keep this in mind while I did the project. So this was the first one. Again, random shapes. I really recommend this if you're stuck on what to draw. Just try this technique. Maybe I'll make a video of it on how to do that exactly. It's simple. It's nothing complicated to it. Here's a recent painting I did. Call this one Robra? What was it? Robra. Yeah, it's a tree god. It's a lot of fun painting that. And here is the second course I took, and this is by Trent Canigua. I hope I say that right. Canigua. So again, just a bunch of notes, and they were very useful. I got a like top grade on that course, so that was good, and learned a lot. Random doodles, some skulls, and a door and pillars. I don't know, just random stuff. Here is another acrylic painting that I never finished. This is my girlfriend took a photo of a pathway that was leading to my old apartment where I live. And the sun was shining through, and the image is really nice, but I couldn't really pull it off in acrylics, sadly. Maybe I'll give that another try someday. Right, here we go. Buttman. Not sure why I started doing these sketches, but it had, yeah, I was thinking about Batman, I guess, and then Buttman, and then what if he had like a thong on and his voice was muffled when he was talking, because yeah, and then Finn from Adventure Time got in the mix. And then I was I'm still working on this style, trying to learn to paint a little bit more stylized and comic book-esque, but not that I want to do comic books, but it's a quick way of painting, so I'm just practicing that. Here are more of those silhouettes that I talked about before, starting with the black ink and then going on top with colored pencils, and I think I used a white Posca marker for some of the highlights. A lot of fun to make these, and they're fairly quick. Some of them, they don't turn out really well, but like this one I like a lot, and the pig helmet, and this one. So you can get some really nice ideas out fairly quick. And I think they took like 15 minutes or less to make each one of these, which is very quick for me. I'm a slow drawer. Yeah, not much to say about this one. Frustrated day, I think. Here are some quick silhouettes again with a brush pen. I know I was watching a lot of StarCraft 2 matches at this point. It looked like a spine crawler and this is a Zerg building, and then I just kept doing weird creatures. And I do like the little maggots and the tiny flies. But I like doing these as well because you can get a lot of ideas from this. It's almost like automatic drawing. I don't think too much about what I'm doing. It's just trying to get some shapes out that are interesting. And here it's the same thing, but with a gray marker. And then going on top of that with a fine liner or ballpoint pen, I think, on some of these. And I was playing a lot of World of Warcraft at the moment, the new expansion. And there's an area where you have a lot of these things that look like this. So got inspired by that. Here's a trashy drawing I did. Again, working with the black ink and just white acrylic and colored pencils. I really like how this turned out, and some of the things that maybe you can't really see, but like how this little thing really looks like it's pushed in air there. Like when you cramp a plastic bag together, some areas get filled with air, so I think I got that effect here pretty good. Like that. And here is something random with watercolor paint and pencil. I don't know what that was. Just messing around. Right, okay, I remember now. I did ink, like an ink wash in a shape, much like I do with the graphite powder, and then I try to find something in there, but filling it in with other stuff than just graphite. And I did the same here, but here I just filled it in with graphite instead. Here's a little idea I had with a match. You're no match for me. I like that little dude. Matches are fun to draw for some reason. Here we have some maggots, and I think this was for... I had an idea for something, and I don't remember what it was, but I was trying to learn how to paint the corpse maggots and to make them look a little bit translucent, and some of them look quite okay, like this one is kind of nice. And then I did most of these without reference, and then I did like an earthworm with reference, and this, I got some cool effects here, I think. It's not really that good, but some of the effects are nice. Here are more silhouettes, chess pieces, and this was fun because I found some online 3D models of chess pieces that were free to use. So I took that into a program called Substance Painter, put on a plastic material on them, and then made my own reference images. So, because I couldn't find any good chess pieces in the position and with the light that I wanted, so I just created my own, which is something I've learned through school now, that I can easily make my own 3D models and get really good references. But in this case, I found already modeled pieces just to speed it up a little bit. Again, a random graphite doodle. A guy with something growing from his face. More graphite doodles or graphite powder searching. I don't know what I should call these. Graphite powder doodles. Something like that. Kind of like this dude with the funny tongue. Ballpoint pen. Again, I think I just built upon the previous weird guy. Really like these feet. Here are more graphite powder doodles. Kind of like this dude. Except I should have skipped the eye or whatever that is. Here is an idea I got from after doing the tree god painting. I had a little story about that dude kind of marrying the fungus god. And then I got an idea of a concept for the fungus god. But at this point it got a little bit whimsical, so I'm gonna steer away from that, I think. But I do like the face, and I tried to make most of the shapes look like different fungus or mold, like slime mold. I really like slime mold and fungus stuff. There's a lot of cool things to get inspired from there. And then here was like the last thing I did, a very badly shaped skull, but I was trying to paint it quickly with that technique I was talking about before, like more comic book slash stylized. This doesn't look like that, but I used that technique to kind of paint it quickly. And I have some notes here from some videos on YouTube. But yeah, the shape is all off, but the painting was like the speed was all that matters for this one. And I think that's it. Yep. And this is the last page, just trying out the pen. And I have some, I usually keep these sketches that I sometimes do on Post-its, just keep them in the back here. And the good thing about these sketchbooks is that you have a little pocket at the back. And I usually keep some stickers or business cards there, just in case. Right, that's it. That's the sketchbook. And it's one of my favorites, even if it took a very long time to finish it. I had a lot of fun working in it. And we all use sketchbooks in different ways. For me, it's just a place to have fun and relax. And if I want to paint, I paint. If I want to do quick sketches or doodles, I'll do that. It's a safe space. But I think we'll just look at this one real quick, because this is the one I'm working on right now. But in the beginning, this is also from the early 2017 or 18. This is nothing here. Here's a painting drawing that I was working on. I call this a bubble cow. I think I want to take this concept further. I stopped working on it because there was a bunch of things here that I didn't like, so I need to rework it. But it was supposed to be. It was inspired by the Howl's Moving Castle. But yeah, I need to change some things on that. Oh, it was actually 2020. Okay. There's some random dude on Pinterest, I think. A very smart old lady with a brain, big brain, and some wires. Don't like the wires, but the other stuff I like. Here again, a random graphite doodle. I really like this one because I started figuring out or learning 3D shapes a lot more, and like rim lights and yeah, so this one was an advancement in my drawing skills, so to speak. Here is a little fan art from Binding of Isaac. I don't remember the name of this enemy, but it's one of my favorites. It's not really well done, but still a fun drawing. This is with markers, acrylic paint, and pencils, I think. Colored pencils. Here's some helmets. Also, I got an idea with a snail in the or a snail knight. So a snite. Maybe something fun to take further. Oh, it's a secret message. It's a tie from my girlfriend with hearts. Cute. Here are some ideas. We're just trying out things. This is for a little oval portrait drawing thingy I had going. So I think I'm gonna render this properly eventually. And yeah, that's where I ended this one, and then I started now as my new sketchbook 2021. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm doing some weapon doodles and painting them in. Here are some shields. They were not that fun to work on, but I really like working on these swords and daggers. Really like this one. So that's what I'm doing right now. And here, yeah, I'm just practicing this way of painting. It's fairly quick, so that's what I'm gonna do, or what I'm gonna keep doing. And yeah, so that's it. I'll guess I'll make another video when this one is filled up. Hopefully it doesn't take like 4 years like this one did. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.